her. Combs' lawyers have moved to dismiss the lawsuit, calling the allegations false, offensive, and salacious. Mike Nice Lewis, who worked with Dickerson Neal at the short-lived PMD Records, tells Rolling Stone that she confided in him at the office about the alleged sexual assault in the early 1990s. Combs and Bad Boy came up in a conversation, and Lewis says Dickerson Neal's demeanor abruptly changed. Lewis claims Dickerson Neal told him that she had a very bad sexual experience with Combs, keeping her head down as she talked. "I believe Joy," he said. "I just knew from what she was telling me that it still affected her even 2 years later." As Michelle Kayola, attorney for Dickerson Neal, and another accuser, Crystal McKinney, "The amount of irreparable harm to my clients' mental health and professional lives cannot be overstated." Within hours of Dickerson Neal filing her complaint, another woman sued Combs for R. Liza Gardner claimed she was 16 in 1990 when she and a friend met Combs in Uptown.
Whoa, 16? Wait, what? Wait, hold up. Whoa. We ain't gonna skip over that. Wait, hold on, rewind. Wait, what?
Irreparable harm to my clients' mental health and professional lives cannot be overstated. Within hours of Dickerson Neal filing her complaint, another woman sued Combs for R. Liza Gardner claimed she was 16 in 1990 when she and a friend met Combs in Uptown singer-songwriter Aaron Hall at an MCA Records event in Manhattan. Gardner.
Wait, hold on. How old was Diddy in 1990? So was the young lady 16 in 1990? Let's see. How old was Diddy in 1990? How old was he? I'm not sure. Oh, let's see. How old is Diddy? He's 57. All right, 1990. That's what? Shit, 20, 30. Fuck, shit. I can't count this fast. What's that? Okay, he was born in. All right, so he was 21. 21, 22. Okay, I just put it. He was either 21 or 22, something like that. Lord, it was. Damn, that's a long time. Okay, so he was around 21, 22-ish at this time, and allegedly, maybe, possibly, this girl was 16. Wow. Okay. Allegedly. All this is allegedly.
Gardner alleges the men were very flirtatious and handsy, feeding the girls alcohol and inviting them to Hall's residence for an after party. She alleges Combs offered her more alcohol at Hall's home in New Jersey and forced her into sex despite her protests. While she was still shocked and traumatized trying to get dressed, Hall's allegedly barged into the room, pinned her down, and R'd her too. Gardner claims an irate Combs later showed up where she was staying and began choking her until she almost passed out. Combs feared the women would tell his girlfriend what he and Halls had done, the lawsuit claims. Combs is...
Damn. This nigga has a long history of graping and taking advantage. Oh, bro, man, if once again, I don't know if all this is true, but if this is true, bro, there's a special place for you, bro. Oh, yeah, you gonna be partying all day long. Boy, there is gonna be a special place for you. VIP access. Jeez, damn, Diddy. Fuck. Now, once again, I don't know if this is true or not, but only he knows what he did and didn't do. Right? He can, fight this and make it seem like he didn't, but he's gonna have to pay for his sins. Right? He's gonna have to pay for all his sins. So I hope you enjoy your time, on earth. Because where you going after this, if this is true? Boy, I don't think you're gonna like it.
The legal team denied Gardner's allegations, calling them a money grab, but another woman who said she was with Gardner the night of the alleged attack corroborated many details of Gardner's lawsuit in a sworn affidavit filed in mid-May. The woman, who is the younger sister of the friend mentioned in Gardner's complaint, said she has a photo of herself with Gardner and Hall from the evening in question. She recalled frantically looking around Hall's apartment for her sister and Gardner after they disappeared with Combs and Hall. The then 15-year-old said she walked into a room and saw a man watching whatever Puffy was doing to Liza. The woman wrote that she awoke the next morning at a different location where an upset Gardner said Combs had just shown up there and choked her. Halls did not respond to a request for comment. Back in the Uptown office, Combs' inflated ego, outside opinions, and Machiavellian scheming were becoming a problem for his peers. He went from internally divisive to openly controversial in December 1991 when he and Heavy D helped organize a celebrity charity basketball game at City College of New York that left 9 people dead, aged 15 to 28, and dozens injured in a stampede. Combs shirked responsibility, claiming he had tried to enlist help from the NYPD and that he personally administered CPR to several people, but an incident report ordered by the then Mayor David Dinkins faulted him for allowing inexperienced underlings to handle the event planning and found that reckless overpromotion had drawn too many people without tickets to the event. With the city...
Hey, God, what the fuck? See, I didn't know all this, right? I didn't know this was, you know, how old was I in 1990? I don't know. How old was I in 1990? I was 6 years old. Yeah, I was 6. Yeah, I didn't know what the hell all this. Boy, Diddy, you been damn. This is my first time hearing all this. Yeah, I was 6, 1990. Yeah, I was 6. So yeah, I don't know nothing about none of this because I wasn't paying attention to hip hop. Well, not like this, but yeah, this is my first time hearing about this. Damn, boy, you've been in a lot of shit for a long time, Diddy. Damn.
Investigating possible criminal charges, lawsuits mounting, and rivals pushing Harrell to cut Combs loose, the Uptown exec urged Combs to lie low. A terrified Combs spent months holed up in a Manhattan hotel with his mother, according to Kirk Burroughs, Bad Boy's co-founding partner and president. Burroughs was fired from Bad Boy in 1997. In 2003, he sued Combs for allegedly threatening him with a baseball bat and coercing him into signing over his stake in the company. His claims were dismissed as beyond the statute of limitations. After
Now listening to this, doesn't Diddy, like in the early stages of Bad Boy, wasn't one of his like little slogans, or I wouldn't say slogans, but one of his well, I guess you could say slogans was him with a baseball bat. So I wonder if he was mocking this event during this whole time, because I remember him with videos and stuff, and he used to carry around a baseball bat. Interesting. And it's interesting that his record label is called Bad Boy. He's been in Bad Boy for a long time. I wonder all along he was telling us who he was, but you know, people wasn't paying attention. Or people was probably paying attention, but you know, he was Diddy. And this is in the 90s too. In the 90s, you can get away with a lot of stuff that you cannot get away with in current times. You know, back in those days, it took 10 months, 3 months for you to know what happened 3 months ago. Right? It took a whole year for movies to get released to tape players, or like 2 years later. Now, you can watch a movie come out today and it'll be on DVD tomorrow. So yeah, it was a different time.
After the controversy subsided and Combs returned to Uptown, he still considered himself Harrell's heir apparent, but his access to his mentor was restricted. He spent much of 1992 producing Blige's landmark debut, What's the 411, gaining redemption in the album's acclaim. Around this time, he founded his own Uptown imprint, Bad Boy Entertainment, where he could sign his own artists and make extra cash. Burroughs remembers jealous Uptown execs referring to Combs as Satan and flipping him off as they walked by his small offices in the Uptown building. Harrell said,
damn, so people were saying that he was Satan a long time ago in 1992. People was already saying that he was the devil. Sheesh.
On him too. As Woodley recalls, Harrell said, I'm gonna fire puppies. He's getting a little too big for himself. He's bothering people. With pressure mounting, Harrell fired Combs in July 1993. Uptown was supposed to oversee the album release of Combs' newest signee, Christopher Wallace, aka the Notorious B.I.G., but Combs was free to find a new home for his fledgling label. The termination was devastating for Combs, Burroughs says, leaving the 23-year-old crying buckets of tears outside the office. He loved Andre, Burroughs says. He loved Uptown. He didn't understand what Bad Boy was going to be. I cried for a couple of days and felt like I wanted to jump off of a building, Combs told Rolling Stone in 1995. I think at times I was hard to work with. Possibly I was doing shit that an asshole would do, just abusing the power, but that was only a little bit of the time. Cast out of Uptown and blamed for a tragedy that claimed 9 lives, Combs could have faded into obscurity, but he was scrappy and determined, quickly securing a reported $10 million deal from Arista Records' Clive Davis that kept Bad Boy Entertainment alive. Now he was helming a skeleton crew eager to turn artists into superstars and cement hip-hop as a mainstream genre. While the world did not understand the power of hip hop. I was working in it and watching it unfold, says Michelle Joyce, Bad Boy's first director of marketing. I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that it wasn't if it was going to pop, it was when. It wasn't easy, hours were brutal, pay was low, and the workload intense. Combs expected his small team to make the impossible possible. Brookshire, the former director of publicity at Arista and Bad Boy, recalls Combs demanding she hire a daredevil to scale a skyscraper to promote the band 112. The next summer, their hard work paid off with Craig Mack's ubiquitous Flavor in Your Ear and the notorious B.I.G. One More Chance. In the next 3 years, Bad Boy would become the premier label for upcoming hip-hop and R&B artists, turning out chart-topping albums for Faith Evans, Total, and 112, and soundtracking clubs and radio stations nationwide. And in Wallace, Bad Boy had a budding superstar, Biggie Smalls, the storytelling genius with the effortless flow. Still, Combs was volatile. Burroughs said he once saw Combs attack a woman inside Bad Boy's office in 1994. He and another ex-employee tell Rolling Stone they had to tear Combs off the woman after hearing screams and the sound of shattering glass. The woman declined Rolling Stone's request for comment. Felicia Newsom, the first manager of Bad Boy recording studio Daddy's House, said she once held Combs back when he was about to beat his girl's ass after a fight broke out between two women. I'm holding him by his waist, saying, "You need to calm down. This is not your fight," Newsom recalls.
Damn, bro. He been doing this for a long time. And I don't know. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm just speaking from because I wasn't into all of this like how I am now. As right, I was a teenager back in these days, so I wasn't as in tune. I was just listening to the music, so I wasn't as in tune or with all this stuff going on during this time. Right, I was still a teenager, so I was just listening to the music and just listening to the radio. Were people coming out and talking about this during this time? For the people do y'all remember them coming out and saying, Diddy did this to me? Or was it just rumors? Like, did anybody come out and make a police report? Did anyone try to actually do something? Or this was just all rumors? This was just, I heard this happen. I heard that happen. Were there any police reports during this time? Or all of this was just being brushed under the rug? No, it wasn't? Okay. Interesting. So nobody at this time did anything. They just let him slide with it. And, if you was there, you was there. You don't say nothing. You just act like it never happened. And you just, brush it under the rug. So there was no police reports or nothing. Damn. So all these people allow that shit to happen, basically. But it's a different time. Like I said, people are not going to get away with that stuff in 2024. Ain't no, man, with social media, with phones, with technology, as fast as you can get information out, we can know what's happening the second it happens, right? But back in that day, it took a long time for information to get to the public, right? So yeah, you can get away with a lot of stuff back in the day. So different times, but interesting.
Former Arista intern April Lampros claims Combs turned violent with her too. In a lawsuit filed in May, Lampros alleges Combs attacked her in a parking garage in the mid-1990s, forcing her to her knees to perform oral sex. It was one of 4 horrific sexual assaults she says she endured during her on-off relationship with Combs. As Bad Boys was on the rise, staffers kept Combs' transgressions quiet, whether out of loyalty, fear, or a belief that such incidents were rare. Outwardly, he was the label's unceasing hype man, ad-libbing on tracks and making cameos in artist videos. It was clear he wanted something bigger for himself. I distinctly remember the day that Clive Davis called and asked me to start garnering press for Puffy, just as if he were the artist, says Brookshire. Behind his back, I used to call him my problem child.
See, and it's I like reading about this, or I like hearing about this, because during this time I wasn't I wasn't as in tune or understood what was going on, because I'm just a teenager. 1991, when all this came out. What year was this? I was 10, 11. You know what I mean? I'm just listening to the music. But now hearing what was actually happening during that time, I'm young. I don't know what the hell going on. But now that I understand, a lot more than what I did with 1997, yeah, I wasn't as invested. I was just listening to the music and just carrying on. But now as a grown adult, it's interesting to hear what was actually happening. So this is interesting.
The notorious VIP. Combs got all the press he wanted when he and his LA counterpart, Death Row Records boss Marion Suge Knight, became entangled in a years-long heavyweight hip-hop fight. The pair had once been friendly. Combs even modeled Bad Boy after Death Row, he told Rolling Stone in 1997. But the subsequent rivalry between Biggie and Knight's charismatic superstar Tupac Shakur would turn into a Pyrrhic victory for both labels. Combs was fond of Shakur, admiring his ability to marry street credibility with mainstream appeal. Burroughs noted that the Bad Boy team spent the summer of 1993 studying the rapper's buoyant hit I Get Around as a blueprint for a commercial hip-hop record. Desperate to be taken seriously, Combs tried to foster a friendship with Shakur, but Shakur wasn't interested. Pac didn't have any kind of respect for Puffy, says 90s hip-hop photographer Monique Bunn, who was close with Wallace and other Bad Boy artists. To Shakur and even Wallace, Bunn says Combs was a corny executive. Instead, Shakur bonded with Wallace, whom he viewed as a peer, Burroughs remembers. As a result, he says, referring to Combs, there was someone on the sidelines jealous. The friendship would be short-lived after Shakur was ambushed and shot 5 times in the lobby at Quad Studios in Times Square in 1994. He blamed Combs and the Bad Boy crew for setting him up, which Combs has always denied. From there, everything got blown out of proportion, Bunn says. Bad Boy execs started encouraging Wallace to write certain songs, Burroughs says, despite the rapper not feeling so beefy with his former friend. With tensions frothing, Combs released Wallace's single Who Shot You in 1995. It was widely viewed as a sneering provocation aimed at Shakur, though Wallace was adamant
I remember all this stuff. I remember all this.
Wasn't. Shakur responded with his ferocious hit 'em up, pushing hostilities to their peak. Perhaps seeing a promotional play, Combs stoked the East Coast-West Coast rivalry. The two label heads traded jabs, with Knight cast as the intimidating, cigar-chomping, gang-affiliated boss, and Combs the slick, clean-cut executive. When a 25-year-old Shakur was murdered in September 1996 in a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas, Knight immediately
25 years old. Sheesh. Do y'all think hip hop would be what it is right now if Biggie and Pop was still alive? Damn, 25 years old. 1996. Sheesh. Boy, time go by fast, man. 25 years old. Tupac was only 20. He was still a baby. 25 years old, man. He was beyond his age. For him to be what he was only at 25, wow, he was smarter at 25 than grown ass adults that are in their 40s and 50s, man. So just to see how educated and how beyond his time he was at 25 is amazing. Dang, that man was 25 years old. That's wow. That's crazy. Them boys was demons, yeah. Yeah, at this time, how old was I? I remember when that happened. 1996, I was 12. I was 12. Yeah, I was 12 in 1996. I remember that shit. Perfect.
immediately pointed the finger at Combs, who denied involvement. Some Bad Boy employees received personal death threats soon after. I didn't recall reading in the employee.
Yeah, me personally, I think hip hop would be different if Tupac and Biggie was still alive. People say I was a child. Yeah, I was a child too. I was 12 years old. Yeah, I was 12 years old, and when all this happened. So I was just listening to the music and watching MTV and BET and all that stuff. So I wasn't in tune like I am now. So it's crazy hearing all this stuff, what actually happened during that time.
A manual that dodging bullets was a part of my job description, Brookshire says. Last September, Compton Crips gang member Dwayne Keepy D. Davis was charged with Shakur's murder. His trial is set to begin in November. Davis has claimed Combs offered $1 million for a hit on Shakur. Combs vehemently denies the claim. 6 months after.
See, hey, now this is key to me, right? This is key to me because it seems like all of this stuff happened after Keefe D got arrested. I think that is what started the domino effect. After Keefe D got arrested, boy, I'm sure Diddy was nervous as fuck. And all of this is just allegations, but I don't think it's a coincidence. Ever since Keefe D got arrested, it's been downhill from Diddy since then. So I can only imagine what type of information Keefe D has gave the FBI. I'm just saying, I don't know. I'm just allegedly. But it seems like ever since they got Keefe D, boy, woo, they've been on Diddy ass. So I think that's where the domino effect started, right when they got Keefe D, allegedly. I'm just saying, I don't know. I'm just giving my opinion, but it's interesting timing. Interesting timing.